and
born, or
rebranding of the
property.
Liberia Broadcasting System presents Nightline Liberia. From the valleys of Liberia to the top of Wologisi Mountain, Nimba, Grand Cape Mount, River G, to the coast of Sino, Bassa, Bong, Riverses, Maryland, Margibi, Grand Cru, Bapolu, Grand Jide, and Monserrado. We present to you Nightline Liberia, a primetime talk show loaded with factual news, fresh information, not fiction. Nightline Liberia. We set the tune. We control the airwaves. We are the nation's pride, the biggest platform. Our panelists are some of Liberia's brightest and best political analysts from diverse backgrounds, like Vandela Patrick, Dr. Lester Zumatic Tene, Al Hussein Fadiga, Samson Brown Toole, Daniel Sando, and Eugene Lamin Fangon. Nightline Liberia begins at 8 p.m. with 60 minutes around the country, bringing you updates from LBS correspondents. Nightline Liberia's final segment kicks off with its panelists and pundits from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. as they propound on trending national issues.
Sometimes opinions become facts. So in this case, I'm sure he's actually referring to the past government, a statement that he made that they had the option to audit the UP government that was in power for 12 years, but they chose not to. So if they choose not to audit, that doesn't negate the fact that this government cannot audit them from the past. Because remember I said earlier that this audit is not from the present government, but from past government and former government officials that they attributed the audit report. So once if they decide, or if this government decided to audit the past officials, I mean they had a time and they choose not to audit time they were in power. So I don't see it as being off track in my mind as an opinion. I think it's for transparency and accountability so that people will clear their names if they are being accused of several charges. Well, you could have a legal team, you will have representation made and go to court and prove your case and be found not guilty. But once you test the law, there's always result. And one thing I know, when you test the law at the level of the lower court and not satisfied with any judgment emanating from there, you have the decision or you have the option to take a flight to the Supreme Court, who will decide your fate. Because once the Supreme Court decides on cases, that obviously becomes an opinion. So it's optional.
So somebody said once you have been taken before the law, is an opportunity to avail yourself to clear whatever charges against you, rather than maybe stay out of the country and complain, this witch hunt, and people should avail themselves to the process.
Okay. Anthony, I think you should announce to our followers that we are online, and so they can follow us live on our LMTV page and LMTV. So to our many followers and listeners, we are now live on television.
That's good news. We like to commend our technicians and our head of team, who they're all in the studio, ensuring that the technical details are worked out so that we're able to link with you. Are we now in contact with our panelists, for example? Can we confirm that? Okay, so we're still trying to get up, but for now, at least we're making progress. So again, we were just talking about those who will be accused and not within the bailiwick of Liberia. What would be the best legal thing to do? Because the first reaction has been, people have complained about, oh, this is a witch hunt, and we even the former president said we are going to resist and all of that. What do you think about people availing themselves to the legal processes of the country?
I think it's fair enough when you are being accused, or when a rule of arrest or summons is out for people being accused of several crimes. I think the best thing you can do is to avail yourself to the court. Because we said that earlier, being accused is not the end of the case to say you are guilty. You just have to go to court, avail yourself, and then start the process and have a legal representation done in court. So for people to be part of a process and then decide not to avail themselves, that becomes problem. Because mind you, if the court sees that sometimes as an affront, like a disrespect. So sometimes you have the judges coming up with a knee essay Republican, meaning that they are preventing you from leaving the country, where the rate will be circulated to the border points, or sometimes they will have to seek. They have to come to the court to seek from the court to see as to whether Interpol will get involved. I'm just saying that what happens in most cases. And so we wait to see what's going to happen this week. Because once they have been built out by the lawyers based on the bond that was approved by the judge over the weekend, I'm sure they are piling up the papers or piling up whatever they have to present before the court if the case starts.
Yeah, but and we've had situations in our country before where people have even jumped bail. I mean, like in this instance, what if someone who has been bailed out finds his way out or finds a way out? And
as I said earlier, whoever stood the bond or had the guts to represent anyone, for example, if it's an insurance company, the court will definitely go after that insurance company. It been happening. I remember there was a case sometime last month with IB where they were held for contempt, and then they have been like bill jumping until finally the court officers went and saw some of the officials, arrested them and sent them to jail because they had this case. And so once you stand bond, whether it's cash bond or property bond, and there's somebody standing, for example, like Anthony Vauer, and eventually you leave the country, they will definitely go back to that company or whoever that stood for you and have you arrested until you can bring that living body before the court. So we wait to see as to whether what's going to happen this week and probably next week.
You are the courts representing LBS. You are a point person at the court. In the instance where some people who are accused are not in the country, like in this case, we have heard, for example, the former finance minister is out of the country, but he's already given his reactions to the information coming out of Liberia. What can happen? What can the court do? What can the government do? This guy is outside of the country, and he's been accused of getting involved against the law in the country. What should happen?
For those of them who are out of the country, they are not above the law. If the case starts, they will make themselves available through their legal representation.
What if they don't? Because they will stay outside of the country, and
then an alert will be issued, because obviously they have a case. An alert will be issued.
A wanted alert.
As I said, a knee exit or from Interpol. Interpol or knee exit, yeah.
So normally, what would Interpol be doing, trying to get them into the country?
Yeah,
arrest them or what?
Yes, they will get them into the country through an arrest, because the Interpol all in West Africa, Liberia, is part of that chain, that link. And so wherever the person or persons are residing, they have to get in touch and link that particular country and tell them we are after XYZ for some reason.
So it's actually international policing.
Yes, international
you
policing.
You want to bring that person under the jurisdiction of your country.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I mean, so that's where we are today. Three former government officials. I hope
three out of the five.
3 out of the 5 who were arrested, actually detained.
Yes, at the Monrovia Central Prison.
Have now been bailed out and released temporarily.
Yeah.
Pending the resumption of the case.
Yeah.
Okay. So the other thing I want us to talk about before we go further is that lately we've seen some tensions in the street involving drivers and commuters. It's about transportation fares that the Ministry of Transport has released new transportation fares for Monrovia and immediate environs. Some commercial drivers, operators are not entirely happy. Uh, some of the claims is that the cost of fuel lubricants is high. There was a slight decrease, but that's not substantial, they say. But the commuters are saying, "Oh yes, it's good for us because every time there's reduction in the price, of fuel and lubricants, we don't benefit. I mean, we suffer. So this time we should benefit." So, what has the okay? We like to now announce that our technicians have been able to get us back on. Um, so you'll be able to monitor the show uh, by way of video. You'll be able to monitor the show. So um, I don't know if we have any of our
There's something to
Samson is there.
something to the liberal.
Samson the Liberal. Let me say good evening. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for waiting so long. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I hope I'm audible.
We need let's improve that a little bit, but yeah, let's go ahead. We're hearing you, but we improve it.
Yeah, I stated the other day, I said with Armo Falcon, Armo D Flow, and the rest of you guys, internet or no internet, we will be here every time. And we committed ourselves to whatever you guys are doing because I know it's in the interest of our people. So whatever the internet take, whatever time it takes, we will be here. Because those of you that are over there are pretty much doing all of the lifting. Yeah, I can sit here and talk, but from here, I just go outside of the studio and go in the house. But for you, most likely you will be traveling. So all of you guys in the studio that are doing this work, we're very grateful to you. And it's a wonderful thing to have committed brothers back home to sacrifice everything else because many of you can go any part of the world and make a decent living because you have trained yourself in the area of your own expertise. You can go and make money. But to sit back home and continue to do this, we take our hats off to you. And whatever the internet throw at us, we're ready to be here to back you up. And we'll say thank you. And let's get the show going. Thank you very much.
Release, and so there has been different reactions to what has happened thus far. That these individuals have been released from prison. Uh, they're waiting for the court to reopen, and then the trial will go ahead. So we're discussing now. There are others who are thinking that, oh, this is business as usual. As these guys have been bailed out, that case is over. Some of these guys may even jump bill because we've had similar experiences in time past. What is your reading from where you sit? Samson, are you hearing us?
Yes. Can you hear me now? Okay. I should be audible, is it? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you are loud.
Okay, thank you. As I stated the last time, again, thanks for being on here. The folks that are listening to us, we say thank you and good evening to all of you as well. As I stated the last time, the interest from President Baka is not to prosecute or to wish on people, but to build an institution, the institution that is there to help all of us. And so if those people, if the law requires that, and Fabi can speak to that because she's very close with the authority to speak on the law aspect of it than I am. But to be honest with you, if the law requires that these people be bailed out, let them. If they, for some reason, they decide to abuse the generosity of the law by trying to scapegoat and try to, instead of staying there to vindicate themselves, then it just showed to us who they are, and that they, in fact, the president should do more. Because if they are not guilty, they have no reason to leave. You stay and vindicate yourself. Because these things will come back, not only you, but they will haunt your generation to come. The people will accuse your kids, or your father stole money and what have you. So those are not good things for your family. So I will advise those people that are being built up based on the law, let them respect the law and stay in and come back and then try to do whatever they can to vindicate themselves.
In documents coming up that will be drawn up by present and past and some present and past government officials. So we await that as the liberal as we see what's going to happen as of next week.
Are you there? Okay, I don't know if you're hearing us. She's
I'm
just,
hearing you guys now.
Okay.
yeah. So
Koto has just joined. Koto, welcome to the program, Koto.
Yeah, thank you, Fabi, and thanks to the rest of the guys in the studio there. I want to say hi to the Liberian people and the people around the world. Glad to be here today, being part of this discussion.
So we have just been talking about the temporary release of the three government officials. So what we will do, we will take this video. Okay, we will come back to that video. But we've been discussing this temporary release of these former government officials. There have been different reactions. Today we heard from the Nimba County District 7 lawmaker who came to the strong defense of government against claims that the government is witch hunting, some individuals in the country. What is your thought about this whole idea of asking people to be accountable being interpreted as a witch hunt?
Thank you very much. We've been on this discussion for a while now. I don't take it as a witch hunt, because if there was a witch hunt, it would have been this government setting up a tribe to let them come and fall within the tribe. But this has been an investigation coming from their government. The GSC report in question was conducted on the CDC government. It wasn't done on the Unity Party government, that they are hunting them for what the government reports have been like. I think the last time I said, I don't know whether it was on this show, that I think this is the reason why I personally would want to believe the accusation against the former finance minister somehow true. Because if you think that this audit was not a serious minor one, he wouldn't have escaped from here. And for those that have been released temporarily, I think it is the law. And if the law states that they can be temporarily released, I think we follow the law. And I think that was right done by at least one of them who turned himself over and let the law take its course. And I want to commend them at least for stepping out of being there to go through the preliminary process of the investigation. Because if you think people are wish hunting you, why don't you come and exonerate yourself? I think that would be a better thing to do. If somebody spoils my knee or spoils my family knee, I would be at the forefront to come and tell them that indeed you are lying at me and let me get the release. Other than that, you expect the Liberian people to consider that whatever accusation is levied against you is true. So for me, I think escaping justice does not serve well. And then I listened to one of the press releases, or I'm not sure whether it's actually from the former minister, the finance minister, stating that he would not come into this country until after the President Bouacar leadership. I think he's making a mistake because it is not President Bouacar alone in this country. It is the Liberian people money. It's not the President Bouacar money he invested or whatever claim against him. So the Liberian people will be sitting here and waiting for him anytime he thinks he will come here. And I think I listened to Fabi talking about the process through which, the medium through which they can be arrested. And I want him to take it, because we have ECOWAS and we have the international community. They collaborate. So if he thinks that he will go with impunity, I don't see that happening. But for now, I wait in a discussion we have. That's my say for now.
Okay, so we want to go to a video, Costa, Henry Costa, and Senator Dillon did appear, and I know not many of us listened to what they said, but we want to play the video, and following the video, we have Vandela Patrick taking on Costa. So let's get the video played.
Today is a big deal for me and our followers. We got more than 4,000 following. If you put all of the networks that we're following on, and then consider all of the radio stations, there's hundreds of thousands of people following on the radio. We have more than 4,000 on the various online platforms and people hearing you. I want to thank you. Is there anything more you want to say, or you just want to roll through and then I'll open the lines? If you will stick around.
I can take a few questions, or I would stay clear of certain things. I wouldn't want to talk about the elections, but like going forward, what things are now. I don't mind speaking of those things, but nothing controversial. Yeah, so I can stay on for a few more minutes. Yeah,
right. And and I normally tell people, look, those people who fly frequently or fly even one time, but plane. When a plane picks up, there's uncomfortable movement until it reaches the point at which the pilot can say, okay, we are not at the altitude at which we should be. And you can now loosen your seatbelt, you can move around in the plane. That movement picking up can be uncomfortable, it can be discomforting. It's almost like when a new government is taking over, that anxious movement, that anxiety movement, that moment where everybody want to be accommodated, everybody, some people sitting waiting to say, and we'll tell you, say, all that thing, all of those things. And I want to believe that you are a very fair person. And when you say 6 months, it's not sufficient time. Some people say, you're not talking like before, blah, blah, blah. No. So it is my own government. I know what we went through. I know that you can make something at the very early start. It has not even settled you, and you want to prove that you're so different. You start yelling all over the place. That's a maturity. So I just wanted to thank you for being positive.
And I want to comment, Senator. I want to comment at that particular point you made. Again, anything I can say to you in private, I can say to you here.
Right.
As far as my own assessment of your conduct, your position, I think you find yourself in a privileged position in this government. You're in a position to influence change, and I believe you're using that your proximity, your influence with the president to do that. I've seen you on a number of occasions where you have been constructively critical, where you have called out public officials to declare assets. You raise certain critical issues, but you've done it in a
Some,
measured way.
some in positions in violation of the code, they should resign their party
Exactly.
position. Right, or those stuff, yeah.
Exactly. So I want to offer you, as I've offered you in private, I want to re-echo that. Continue to be the measured, strategic voice of reasoning, constructive criticism where necessary. I've seen nominees of the president go to the legislature for confirmation hearings. I've seen how you conduct yourself, very objective. You ask the hard questions. Don't let anybody push you to become antagonistic. When you have a privilege such as the one you enjoy, it's a duty and a responsibility, as I've said to you in private. You can't want to be a rebel in your own government.
Right.
If you want to be critical, you have access to the president. You can see him anytime. You can raise those issues. The times you've raised those issues on the Senate floor, you can continue to do that. But I know you. Don't let anybody push you overboard to please them. Dylan, you're not the same person. As far as I'm concerned, you are still the light. And I want to say that. I've said it publicly. Most people I know agree with me. And I'm saying it here again. So remain the light, the voice of reason, the voice of influence, but do not lose your influence. When you get B-man, I can listen to you. When you speak when you have to speak. But don't forget, you do not want to lose that confidence of them listening to you. That is my advice to you. Okay, move on.
Thank you. Thank you, Aaron. So, our old man Zawi, he been
Costa just a while ago in a conversation with Senator Dillon. What's your reading?
Well, I have a firm disagreement with the conversation that I listen to, and it's not based on anything but ideology, public policy, and that of integrity. We have to be very clear. I respect the two gentlemen. They possess a kind of ingredients, political ingredients that Liberia needs. But to suggest who is taking legislator that do not be a rebel in your own government, surmise to me that he has to utilize the avenues available to him to meet the president. He has access to the presidency. The law was vocal under President George Weah. I am assuming with our admitting that the presidency under Weah did not provide him the opportunity to have sat with President Weah to discuss issues of national concern. But under this regime, he has access to His Excellency Joseph Newman Boaka, and he can discuss issues. We have to be very clear in this country. You can be in your government to the presidency, I beg to differ. The law talk about people are not discussing, declaring their assets. In previous government, he demanded their resignation. In previous government, he was not just advocating they should declare they should do SYT, but he took actions as chairperson on foreign relations, also Senate. I expect is, I don't know what you want to say, Senator, the law to say, look, when these people do not do what is right, he has the legislative powers to do. Talking is good. Actions are more significant than just talking. Again, let us not forget, I'll be one of those individuals that was very critical of the Ellen regime. I did not just talk about passions. I was practical. So as a legislator, a sitting legislator, and they also said it. Since Senate presided over the confirmation hearings for many of these individuals, if I was a senator, I would have asked Honorable nominee for Minister of Public Works, Honorable Cabinet Minister, for this, can you promise me here is a form to fill, and if there you do not declare your asset, maybe within 1 month, should we write the executive to recall your nomination and declare you a government employee?
Okay.
They were confirming people based on the practicing, nepotism, ethnicity. Our Mandela Party will never be a senator. You can't defend the horse or sell it for confirmation. The first form you will be. You come and say, no, honorable nominee, yes, you have come for nomination. Here is the form.
Okay, so let's. Yes, Patrick. Thank you. Let's. We have other parts of the video to play.
I'm the first panelist. So you spent almost 30 minutes talking, and this is a grave issue.
You can come back to it, but we wanted to play more.
Let me just conclude on this. You sat there, you confirmed these people, you know they declare their answer, you didn't ask them, maybe because of a political party or it was a presidential mandate that these people should pass. Now you are telling us, they may declare answer, I think it's a political bluff. It is intended to ban public sentiment. His statement should not be taken seriously. I think it's a court. It should be condemned. And next time when people go before the House of Senate, the Senate should be a champion to tell these public officials, tell us when you declare your answer, and be there to find people. If you don't declare your answer within a time frame, we should declare you a government bull and we recall your nomination. They didn't do that. Why are they telling us that? I think I don't subscribe to his statements and the advice given to him by rebel in the government. You can be a rebel to a good reason.
Okay, so let's
Patrick, we're gonna hold you there. We have to play the rest of the video. Let's go to play.
He thought that I know you were. Yeah, he thought that you were film. He was. So, Bazago will call you. So yeah, I just wanted us to chat a little. I think you said enough, Henry. If you want to stick around, I want to open it up and allow people to chime in. So you can call on 0777-510-588. Call on 0777-510-588. You can also call. The numbers are showing on the screen if you are online. You can also call us on WhatsApp on +231 777 510 588. +231 777 510 588. So we got the first caller on the line. Hello, your name and where are you calling from? Okay, let's just bring to the office. Let's just bring to the office with a more and
the government that we supported, the government is not afraid. Also on radio.
Okay, which are the stations you follow?
And your family. And with all the work you're doing, that is the prosecution. Often, thank you, Senator, for coming back on the show and for listening to the we will lose it because of bad justice system.
You know, when a house almost went out of budget, you go rebuild it or to renovate it can be easy. So everything will not happen almost at the same time. We'll take it from
we know that, Senator,
and then we'll rebuild this country.
Yeah. So let's have good people in our justice system. Let the justice be monitored. Let the justice be monitored.
I have no interest in a government position. And I don't want it. If the president two things before I leave, I want to say to people that, as I've always said, for those of you who have followed me, I have no interest in a government job. I don't know how many times I will say this. I see some of you saying, oh, let the president forgive Henry and give him something in the government. I don't want it. If the president were to be magnanimous enough to say, okay, let me offer Henry a job, I would most respectfully and politely decline it. Thank him and decline it because I don't want it. So let me just clarify that why I'm here, that I have no interest in a government position. And it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with serving the government. Absolutely. There are people who are doing very well. My good friend Senator Dillon and some other people are doing very well there, but it's not for me, especially in the executive branch of government. I've said that over and over. I can't work there. So I just wanted to stress that. And also, I just wanted to also restate why I'm not coming back on the radio, because it's time to move on, to do something else. 12 years of advocacy, that was the most difficult period of my life. The risk we took, getting arrested, having your businesses shut down, crossing, a dark river at night in a canoe into Sierra Leone, trying to escape extradition over a ridiculous allegation by the government, the witch hunt, the persecution. It was just too much. And I'm now focused on myself. I say to people in private, and I want to say this here, for the first time, I want to be selfish. I want to focus on my family, focus on myself, and really apply myself, my energy to other things that I can still make an impact, but from a different place. So that's why I'm not coming back. I don't have anything against, people who are still talking and criticizing or pointing out issues as they find it necessary. But it's not just for me anymore. I did that for 12 years, man. So let me go rest and do something else and contribute. Sometimes I have issues. I have concerns about certain things. You know who I call? I call my friends in the government. The first person I call is Senator Dillon. I'll call him. I'll compare notes with him. And oftentimes he has an answer for me. I'm concerned about certain things. I raise it with him. He'll say, okay, so. So that to me is a way I can remain engaged, but let me do something else for once in my life. I don't have to run from the government. I don't have to be chased across the border. I don't have to have a business shut down. I don't have to have all kinds of bogus lawsuits against me. And so, in closing, I just want to say this. President Wakai and I, for those of you who do not know, we're not at loggerheads, you know. President Wakai and I, when the president was declared winner, I reached out to him, I congratulated him, I've been in touch with him, and he has been gracious, you know. He has been gracious. As far as I'm concerned, I've been in touch with several of his people as well. And so there's absolutely no bad blood between me and the president. At the appointed time, when he's ready, he and I will sit down and talk, you know, but that is not important right now. But I've been in touch with the president, just so you all know. So he hasn't blocked my number. I've been in touch with him. And that is the most I can say for now. Senator Dillon knows more, but that's the most I can say for now. So I wish the president all the best, and I think President Boakai is he means well. The way I see you know, him performing as president, it doesn't surprise me. I think that's the person that I supported for the presidency. Regardless of how we fell apart in the end, that for me is water under the bridge. But I think he means well, and I wish him the best. You know, as he serves all of us Liberian people, and I only want him to succeed, because his success is all of our success. And I am not opposition to the government. I am not. I'm not opposition at all. I'm a private Liberian businessman, Liberian citizen. I want to clarify that. I, Henry Pedro Costa, I'm not opposition. What Prophet Key can say? Free position. So I want the government to succeed. I'm not against the government. Yeah, exactly. Because I want this place to do well. Because when this place does well, what I'm trying to do here, I will do well as well. You know. Correct. So correct. I have nothing against anybody in the government. Yeah. Thank you very much, Senator. Thank you.
Yeah, just before you go, let me leave this for you. Anything God has in store for you that He has already destined that you will be, and you run it from, He will treat you like Jonah.
Yeah.
You know what God did to Jonah?
God said, go to Nineveh. He was running away different places.
Yeah.
They will swallow him.
They will swallow him. And you know what show they will spotting on? They showed on Nineveh. They played a
but that will go when I go.
Yeah. So,
so I went for my will.
Yeah, let's be prayerful and let God guide our future. You know, some people when they say, oh, 2029.
All right. That conversation there between Henry Costa and Senator Dillon. I know Patrick was giving his reaction. I know the other panelists are also online. They probably want to weigh in. So let me start with you, Samson. Is there anything you want to weigh in on this?
Yes, thank you very much. Someone in my own neighborhood, people consider, Costa Diosan, because for me, he never did wrong. And so I stated exactly what he told us here tonight. That there were so many issues when he was advocating for us, that he went through a lot. I have almost like 50 or 60 videos of Costa. At one time, he was sleeping at night. 2 o'clock in the morning, he will wake up and make some video. I have all of those videos. So I know. But I'm happy to hear him to say that he is at a point where he now wants to take a break and that he wants to focus on himself. And I think he has done a wonderful job. As I also stated on many occasions, and that is, I've always, when President Baka President Weah came to office, I thought Jefferson Kochi would have done the same thing that Amara Conant did, to say, I want to go to school. Because Jefferson Kochi and Costa will meet on a political playing field. And I've already predicted that Costa will eat Jefferson Coach's lunch, no question asked. And I'm not bashful about it, because Costa have put himself in a position what is going to be very easy to do. Now, as far as his advice to Senator Dillon, that's his advice. I'm not going to sit here and second guess his advice and things like that. But what I do want to take out of this conversation, besides him telling us that he's no longer want to do political commentating and what have you, I think it shows to me tonight from his explanation that President Bakai, not only the president of the Republic of Liberia, that the fact that he have kids, it is very easy to place the like of Costa to say he's my son. To hear Costa to say that President Bakai is not vindictive, and President Bakai is not, he has an open line with the president from what he did. This is. I've always admired President Bakai, but from listening to Costa again tonight, it just gave me more energy. My admiration for President Bakai just gone over the roof. To know that an older person who were put in public the way Costa did, and yet still he has no malice whatsoever against Costa. And Costa himself is saying that the line to President Bakai is open. Then I think we're on the right track. So whoever, these are things that will prove to many Liberians. If President Bakai says Samson stole money, he's not coming to me to wish on me. He has nothing personal or business. For Costa to say here tonight that President Bakai line is open to Costa, that's a wonderful thing to say. And so the like of Tue and the rest of the people that say wish hunting, President Bakai does not have it within him. From just what we listen to Costa say, he doesn't have it within him to wish on anybody. If he was a wish hunter, perhaps he would have wish hunted Costa. But Costa told us tonight that he has no beef with the president. The president line is open. The president, his word, the president was gracious. As Samson told, I don't know. The spirit God gave President Bakai is more. As Samson told, perhaps I don't think I would have been that much gracious. And especially knowing that I have this power and I have that much security in me. But President Bakai is there to do a work. And I really, like I stated, my admiration for President Bakai has just gone over the roof. And I think I got more reason now, caught to know about this, to dance for President Bakai on my show because of these kinds of stuff. I've been dancing before, so I got more reason now to do. Anybody want to doubt that, come on my show and see if you're going to question my dancing for President Bakai, because if you have a father who is caring for every one of us, why not praise him? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Samson. I'm sure, Koto, you're still on the line. You might just want to weigh in this one as well.
Yes, thank you very much. I want to agree with Costa on that. I have been one of those who have been against his mannerism. And, I'm somebody who navigates, through career. But I chose not to go on being a lawyer. All of my educational navigation, because I just don't like it, because I might not be the right person to handle or to be a lawyer. So sometimes, in life, you kind of assess yourself and know what you're good at and what you are not good at. And if it means you change in certain level or, to a certain extent, you do that. But I think I respect his maturity. Costa have been, getting mature little by little. It takes time. And we all have kids or we have grown up. At times you see your kids growing up, they are some level, they are, so bad. But all of a sudden you see they start to get mature and know the difference in the decision you took against them in disciplining them. I think this is where Costa is coming, because when I knew Costa then, the way he was, even prior to what he did lastly, he was like getting mature, you know. And at some point, I differed with Vandela Patrick on saying that let's say Senator Dillon should be the one coming at forefront. It's like I have the ears of the president. I have the right to tell him, or I'm in a position of telling him, oh, Mr. President, this is wrong and this is wrong, you know, and he listens to me. So why would I then go out there, you know, to vent other things? It make no sense to me that I would be there, somebody has my ear, then I go out there after the person listens to me and just to go be a noise causer. I think it doesn't make sense. But I think it is good that Costa got on the other hand, because he went, and I think that maturity comes a lot. I appreciate that of him. And like what Mr. Toll said about the president, this is a respected and, you know, person, and that is what we saw in him. For me personally, I thought I was going to tap into his experience, his wisdom, and to me, that is just what he is exhibiting. And I will just continue to, like he said, his admiration for him. For me, my admiration is just growing for President Barker every day, because I said some of the things that we advocated for, and we, you know, voted. We asked people to vote for him, and these things are happening. It takes time, you know, to have a like 100 or whatever percentage we may reach to. But I think for now, I expect what I expected is what I see, and I expect to see more. I stop here for now, and we continue to another topic.
Thank you very much. Let me check with Vandela. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So you probably could weigh in.
Yeah. So basically, I think Costa is a very good gentleman. Whether we like it or not, he laid a foundation for the excellency of the UP government. When it was at its difficult stage after losing the election in 2017, Costa played a pivotal role. I think his political accident in 2023 should serve as a wake-up call for all of us, that at times you have to be calculative. But Costa is a fan species. He remains one of those astute individuals within our generation. We have to get this very clear. Look at what happens. Like the current U.S. Vice President to Donald Trump. This is a man who intentionally and willfully, in line with constitutional mandate of the United States as a sitting senator of Ohio, criticized Trump. But today, he's singing praises to Trump. Politics is not static. The single character is not dynamic. You could see that many people who see me today, you know, as a refugee boy in Guinea, I was more focused in football. So sometimes when I tell people I used to be a footballer, people don't believe. They even make mockery out of me, but I was a starter. But over a period of time, I changed. Even my professors, when they see me like today, I met one of my teachers for Abel Model High School, who is the superintendent for the NCSS. He said, Mr. Patrick, I can't believe that it is this thing that I'm hearing out there as people achieve you. So, in reference to Pedro Costa, he remains a first species. Leadership is not about vindictiveness. And I think His Excellency just before we close, I think Costa made a fundamental mistake to have gone on a. But should we say because he went on the other side, he should be demonized? I say no. For example, I like to say this. Maybe your parents were poor, but during the days of their poverty, they ensured they stay with you. They give you everything. When they reach a certain stage where they could not afford, they decide to pay you low. If another person comes to elevate you when you go up, never forget about that individual time where they were way down the line when you were a nobody. So for me, I listen to a passionate, expression because I'm very articulate. Whether you like it or not, he's a stakeholder in the Liberian politics. I want all Liberians to understand this. Whether you like it or not, Henry Costa is a stakeholder in Liberian politics. Whoever become president 2029, Henry Costa will play a pivotal role. In as much as he erred in my mind, I was not in his shoe, but one thing I said about me, I have certain conditions. If I draw a line, I draw a line. I always give this parable that the lion will never eat grass, no matter how hungry it is in the forest.
Okay.
It will find first animal to eat. I think politically, our brother might have made some mistakes. But have we forgotten the role he played to resuscitate, to contribute? I'm not saying he as an individual resuscitated the political party or the Unity Party when he lost election in 2017. He contributed. They play his Ghana Yuri, Kenya Yuri. They all went.
Okay.
One way along the line, I cannot speak for that.
Okay. So can we round up on this note? Can we round up on this note and move to the next discussion?
Every one of us have made mistakes. There are people who are married 2 times and they are listening to us tonight. There are people who have been fired from work more than 2 times. They have a better job. And in fact, the people who fire them, they are really learning that to them. So let us sit and reflect on our lives.
Actually, we got one more
That mistakes are not allowed to be made. But when they are made, they should be accepted and corrected.
Okay.
And our brother Costa, he remains a member of our generation. He's a stakeholder, significant stakeholder because of the kind of actions he took in the past. He's brave, he's intelligent. When we criticize him that this young man, he's a high school graduate and blah blah, and he went in the US, completed his study, got a master, and I think that for me,
Thank you, Patrick.
it's okay. And I don't want us to treat him like an outcast. He remains a stakeholder in the politics of this country. And no one should dream to pay.
Patrick, we're gonna hold you there. Patrick, we're gonna hold you there. Let's hold you there. We got one more topic to discuss before we leave tonight. So let's leave Patrick for now. We'll get back to you, Patrick. So we got one more topic. What is that?
Well, actually, we got 2, if you will. The other one is just brief. We're just talking briefly about transportation.
We have 9 minutes left, and we go to our the callers.
We introduced the issue of the transportation, so we're just saying something briefly about it. But again, we have one of the respected newspapers in the country reporting that for his outstanding dedication to accountability and transparency in government, the US government has officially recognized Liberia's Auditor General.
What newspaper is that?
Newspaper.
Let's not call the name of that newspaper. But let's talk about that. Let's go to Fabi Quia. Fabi, you listening to? Let me have that paper, please. So here we're talking about a newspaper, the Auditor General, the Director General ERBC, Honorable Eugene Lamy Fagan, along with all of the deputies here. We met with the Honorable Jackson, and he seems to be a focused person here. So here in the newspaper again, as Valen have just said here, the U.S. government, the United States government officially recognizes Auditor General Jackson. The U.S. government, via its embassy near Monrovia, has officially recognized Auditor General P. Jackson Gaswell. Jackson Gaswell, right?
Yes.
For his outstanding dedication to accountability and transparency in government. In a formal communication, the U.S. government highlights, among other things, the pivotal role the Auditor General plays in ensuring and the blank of the rest of the story. So let's go to Fabi. Fabi Kuya, somebody, the Auditor General, the task at hand, what he's supposed to do for this country, the objective of the government, the President of the Republic, and the United States recognizing the work of the Auditor General Jackson. What's your thought on this?
I think it's prudent to give his man his flowers while he's alive. And that's in the case with the U.S. government recognizing Gaswell Jackson wife as it relates to his audits that were conducted. And I think they felt that he did well by auditing institutions and then coming up with findings and recommendations. And so he needed a pat on the back. Because once you have these institutions being audited by our anti-graft institution, the GAC, and then comes up with a report and then have recommendations within those reports of the audits, it's obvious that you will actually embrace the work that the person did. And so it was based on that. I think it's why the U.S. government recognizes his work or recognized his work, and that's a pat on the back for him to continue along with his team. Because not only one institution was affected, there were several others that he came out with the audit reports. Though some of them are saying that they have a serious problem with whatever reports came up. But with every report that has come out or that will be coming up, there's recommendations attached to it.
Yes.
And so in good faith, when those recommendations are being made and taken into consideration, that becomes a good part of your work. So there are from so many aspects for which the U.S. government praised Gaswell Jackson and his team. And there's something in his audits that is so for which they came up with such a statement.
Okay, let me hold you there. Let me go to the labor that many miles away, Samson Brown told. Then we'll come to Val. Anthony will take over from there. The labor, let me come to you. What we have seen so far in this country, the United States has interest in almost everything in the Republic. When it comes to audit, the United States supports it. The EU is in support of that because they put money in this country. So here, they are recognizing the work of Mr. Jackson, the Auditor General of the Republic. I want to read another segment, another paragraph here. The Auditor General's recent compliance audit of the Central Bank of Liberia has unveiled unauthorized temporary overdrafts amounting to millions of dollars. So what's your position on this? When America is recognizing the work of a person, that's something like telling the president, say, hey, keep it up.
Yes, thank you, D-Flow. Thank you very much. I think why the American government, I have not seen this newspaper myself, but I will take your word and take Fabian and all of you in the studio word to be factual, and we'll speak from that perspective. Usually when the American government will come to this point to recognize someone, that means that person themselves have done a lot. But here's the interesting thing here. It's like you're recognizing a child who is in school or who is doing good, and through that child, you are recognizing the parent because they give that child the kinds of training, and they also back that child. And this is what I don't mean to call the Auditor General a child, please. I'm just giving an example. But the Auditor General being recognized First thing is that if you go through all of his report that we have our hands on, he's never made the auditing process about himself. It is always a process. It is always business, nothing personal. We come to you, we call your name because we have evidence. You have the obligation as a Liberian and someone who will put in position of trust to either refute, vehemently refute by evidential process to say, I got this, you said it. And it's becoming something of that nature. So the American government, it seemed to me, recognize that this man is not coming here to beat his chest. Instead, he's coming to put forth evidence to say, even if someone who is accused by the American government, as long that person has not fallen within his preview, within his own satellite, he's not going to call that person in or bring that person to public ridicule or whatever you want to call it, because the American recognize that indeed these people are independent and they are speaking strictly from the record and all evidence. And so we all should take our hat on him. But I also want to say here, everything I say here, of course, I always have to say thank to President Baka, because to be truthful, D-Flow, if the president have not had the will to support the auditing general, we won't be here. But when you have a leader who is in strong support of what you're doing, because he believes in what you're doing, then we're in the right place. And I want to say thank you to President Baka and his auditing general. As far as the report from the American government connection, I'm happy. I'm happy.
Well, thank you very much. This has been a great discussion. A lot of work put into this tonight, getting the technical side done, the various topics that came in, the research and all of that. And so at this point now, we will create space to interact with the public. And the way we do this usually is by calling our mobile phone number 0772 876481. 0772 876481. But let me get back to D-Flow before we close up. So okay, I think Koto is still on the standby. Koto, if you're there, can you weigh in on this?
Yes, please.
Yes. So
Yes,
let's hear you.
Yes, okay. Thank you very much. We have been hearing the American government on this issue about the Liberian government, corruption, and wanted to make sure that this government make sure that those that were, found under the investigation, corruption be investigated. But we saw the past government did not do that. And I think the American government will really appreciate what this government is doing, because they want to see that we, if not eradicate, but minimize corruption in Liberia. Saying that the first step is being taken in that level, I think they appreciate it so much. And what I saw is not only the American government, I also saw that the World Bank also recognized them and consider them credible, the GSC. So in this line, I really want to say that they should continue with the process, because if it becomes failure, it means it's a failure to this government. I would think this should actually, boost them in order to seek more, cases, so that the Liberian people will know that there is a government who promised them to minimize corruption, and also to maintain that relationship which the American government won, and to eliminate corruption in Liberia. I'm glad about that, and I think this is the right step that the GSC is taking, and also the anti-corruption also. Thank you.
participate on the discussion. I guess you follow the discussions tonight, the various topics we covered, and so you can call and call your name, where you're calling from, and then you can make your contribution. Well, let me take my very first caller. Hello, caller.
Hello, my name is William Valen, and I'm calling from Pinkville. I follow the show, and any meaningful Liberian would join the U.S. Embassy to commend the Auditor General for a job well done. For too long in Liberia, we have lived with the culture of impunity. People are celebrated in this country for stealing government money. People are rewarded with electoral positions in this country for stealing our money and giving us peanuts. You know, the great Professor Patrick Lumumba said the amount of people that die in Africa from corruption is about far more than the amount of people that guns kill. We live in a country where we have natural resources. We have so God blessed us with so much resources, yet we have very poor people. Not because God has not blessed us, but because we have people who are pocketing what should be for everybody.
Thank you.
And the frustrating thing is that these people are celebrated. For the former president to come on the media and condemn what he could not do, we think that they are not a very serious people, that they enjoy the Liberian people living in poverty while they enrich themselves.
Thank you.
We want to call on
we have to take other callers
to continue.
Okay, so thank you very much. Let's take the next caller. 0772 876481. 0772 876481. You'll be live on Nightline Liberia, on ELBC Radio, and on LNTV. So be a participant. Participate in these discussions. This is Liberia. Very interesting topics today. People talking about witch hunt when we have been celebrated. Let's go to the line. Hello, caller. Please tell me your name and where you calling from. I think we lost that caller. So we're still here. The number remains the same, 0772 876481, and you'll be live on Nightline Liberia, on ELBC and LNTV. Let's talk about it. This is let's pick this call. Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Caller, please tell me your name and where you calling from.
Okay, this is Adam Andrews. I call you from Grand Bassa Highway, BI community.
Okay, Adam, let's hear you.
Yeah, I came in late and I listened to the live side of Heron Costa and Senator Dillon recording. But I actually just want to get in something. You guys in studio and you guys some of you are genuine and some of you are political commentators. But I actually want each and every Liberian that is listening to my voice, including senators. We should prioritize this country than our first. Heron Costa prioritize his chef over the country. I know Heron Costa from the All Liberian Party. I serve in many positions in the All Liberian Party. If you're not Costa, it shouldn't be different person X. It happened in the 2023 election because he was not handpicked to go as vice president to the current president. He criticized him. He refused to put the Liberian people first. He put his interest first.
Okay.
There should be a warning to him.
Okay.
This country belongs to everybody.
Okay. Okay, Adams. Thanks for your contribution. Again, we want to ask that when you call, let's focus the topics that we discussed for the evening. Let's go to the line. Hello, caller. Please tell me your name and where you calling from.
My name is Salomon Manda, and do joining from Mount Bagley.
Let's hear you.
Okay, let me just say thanks to the studio guest, and I have recommendations. And my recommendations, I want for the quality team, I think let them extend their process to those rural countries. We have other people in China we have country health officer, we have country education officer, we auditor too. Please, let them extend their process.
Okay.
This is my recommendation tonight.
Okay, decentralize the auditing process. Let's go back to the line. Hello, caller. Tell me your name and where you calling from.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please tell me your name and where you calling from.
My name is Edward Saki.
Let's hear you. Oh, apparently we've lost him. Well, then let's go back to the line. Let's pick this one. Hello, caller. Hello there, caller.
Hello.
Yes, please tell me your name and where you calling from.
I'm Robert B. Vawen, V-A-N-W-E-N, calling for Grand Bassa Council of the Pacific, your own community.
Robert, let's hear you.
And I'm too grateful on this platform to understand that today we all are Liberian. What we expected all of government to do, unfortunately for us, they never do that. This is a country that will need peace and development. Post-colonizing our country resources into the pocket. So I may commend the president of Paul Labro on Botuza for a fast-sightedness to tell Labro say corruption will be minimized into this government.
Thank you.
So I appreciate it. And let me say to all.
Thank you. Wow. Okay, so let's take the next caller.
Good evening.
Yes, tell me your name and where you calling from, please.
Yes, I'm calling from Mufa County, Vanjama District.
And what's your name?
Saki is my name.
Okay, Givla, go ahead.
I want to thank you very much for the hard work you were doing for the country. So I have a suggestion needed for my sister, Fabi. I beg you, say you with the quote. When you get in studio there, you help us break down the English a little bit so that we can be able to understand what you told me.
That's fair. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. She's already acknowledged. Thank you. Let's see who's on the line. Hello, caller. Please tell me your name and where you calling from.
I'm Timothy G. Samoga. I'm calling for NIPWIN, the Secretary General of the NIPWIN Youth Association.
Team, let's hear you.
All right, I want to appreciate this show tonight. I want to appreciate you people that are in studio. But I also want to tell the president thank you for encouraging this auditing business. You know, even in our community, there's many things that is going on. We see companies all around. There's no document, nothing they are doing. So if the president can take it from the national to the local government, so that people be accounted for whatever they've been doing. Let us know what it did in 6 years.
Okay, thank you. Let's have accountability across Liberia. Thank you very much. We can take a few more. You call on 077-287-6481, 077-287-6481. Let's take this one. Hello, caller. Please tell me your name and where you're calling from. Hello there, caller.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Kevin Witter from Maryland County, precisely Barogo.
Let's hear you, Kevin.
Yes, sir. I'm so appreciate the president for going after people who use our money. Our country are very rich with lots of resources. But all the people who we send to power, even those who we can take our income to stand in the sun and the rain to vote for, to eat our money. More especially for us who are in Maryland County, our people, they are all in corruption. So the way the president is starting it, I want for him to extend all in the counties.
Okay. All right.
Let them be accountable.
Yes, thank you. Let's be accountable the entire country. Let's take the next one.
Stop to the Georgia government. Who the any Georgia city government that passed.
Okay.
Before Georgia.
Okay.
All of you are there that it's all the money from the Liberian people. Let it be brought to book too, so we can judge them. Let them bring our money back.
Yes. Thank you. Let's get the next person. Hello there, caller. Are you there? Okay. So, hello. Can we hear you? Please call your name and where you calling from.
I'm calling from Kingsburg.
Thomas, please go ahead.
I want to say thank you for the show. I'm so happy to hear that what is carrying on is very good. If we do something wrong, if we go through the punishment. And I want to speak to the issue on Costa. Well, Costa said this hearing is very good. If you know that something you're doing is not good, you say the fact. What Kosa is saying is true.
Okay.
I highly appreciate you for you to say that you don't have problem with the party, you land with the party.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm so happy for that.
Yes, thank you. So let's go to the line again. Take this one. Please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Thank you, Chief. And let me say good evening to you and the rest of the panelists. My name is Kwewu William Covey, and I joined this conversation from district. Let me appreciate all of you for your deliberations. When it comes to transparency, I think the other around our agenda represent the rule of law, and we encourage that Liberian people, we will encourage the fight of corruption to earn culture of impunity in this country. Because mind you, people saying that it is a wage on what President Bokana or the asking for his foreign administration. I think they should be happy for unless they think that they will no longer come to power. Because if you think that you will come to power and you are working to convince the people to come back to power, you will be happy that President Bokana should order the previous regime and leave his official. Because when you come, you will order his own official. You will not let them go free. So I think it is good. The issue of Acosta, for me, I don't think I will be forgiven now, because if we keep doing that, you'll be getting all bad signals as we the young people coming out in politics, right?
Okay.
You'll be telling us that we should be inconsistent.
Yes.
Because you got to pay for your action at time. Because this man be forgiven by JMB so many times, right?
Okay.
So I believe.
Yeah. Thank you. Let's take the next call. Hello, caller.
Yeah, good evening.
Please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Aliyu Patikoma family. I'm calling from one Ekawa.
Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, let me say thank you for your conversation on national issue concerning the Malabura. The papier, we vote for the papier to do the right thing. But somehow we stay behind. People will say the old man is behind it to wish on everything national witchcraft to the country. But me, I always say, we will get national hunter. The national hunter to go there, all in national witchcraft.
Okay.
So they will move more. So that all in national witchcraft.
Okay, thank you. You got to cut off your radio. We are still getting feedback. We know that all the national hunters will go after all the national witchcraft.
Hello?
Yes, please tell me your name and where you calling from.
My name is Thomas G. Coco. I'm calling from FPLC Glass Factory.
Yeah, here is where we are today. What's your contribution?
Okay, for me, I just want to give my own suggestion to the Honorable President on the process that he has started for the Liberian people to do good for the masses. The initial state will never give you praises. The president needs to be aware of that. But what matter is, what you have started that is so necessary for the survival of the Liberian people should be implemented and should be done the right way.
Thank you.
With all our cry, if the president knows that what he's doing will deliver Liberia and the Liberian people, he should continue it. But it should be very fair and lawful in it. Thank you.
Fair and lawful in it. Continue it. Okay, so we're still here. Let me go to the line. Hello, caller.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. Please tell me your name and where you're calling from. Where are the ladies? The ladies are not participating?
From Robert G. County, specifically, my name is Robert Theodotus.
Robert, please, let's hear you from River G.
Yeah, thank you. I listened to your show, and let me thank you for this opportunity, and I also want to thank the president for this initiative of the audit. Something that hasn't happened before in our country. It is happening now. So you have few persons who have benefited from the past corrupt regime to be agitating and supporting, but we want the president to continue, and it should also extend to the 15th subdivision of our country, so that all superintendents and local government officials who have squandered government funding can be also be brought to justice. So thank you all so much for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you so much. Let's go to the line again. Hello, caller. Please tell me your name and where you calling from. Hello. You got to take the child away from the phone. Let's get the next caller. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Yes, please tell me your name and where you're calling from. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. Tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, this is Emmanuel Ghana. I call from Grand Bassa County to Buchanan City.
Amen. Let's hear you.
Let me say thank you for the show this evening. You know, I also part of the media team, the rescue media team for Grand Bassa County, and now what we campaign for, and to see the government coming off to audit former government officials, I think it's welcoming, and we must appreciate Joseph Yima Bouaka. Let me join the former president, Marlon Salif, to appreciate Ambassador Joseph Bouaka for bringing this particular idea to Liberian people, because in 2017 we wished for this, for which some of us supported the CDC, and they failed in the same year. Today they cry and say people are wish hunting, but what you were doing when you were in power during the 6 years, you have the power at that time to audit other people, and you say,
okay, thank you very much for calling. Let's take the next caller. Please call your name and where you calling from.
Yeah, good evening. Listen to me. I'm calling from Riverview County, to be specific, Usage Town City.
Let's hear you, Tumbe.
Yeah, and first of all, I'd like to commend the auditing team for the level of work conducted. And I also like to appreciate the American government for recognizing the work of the auditing.
Your line is a bit difficult. You probably need to change. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, your name and where you call from?
I'm so glad President Stewart calling from the Liberia community.
Okay, so let's hear you.
Yeah, whatever thing I see in whatsoever we're discussing, I really want to appreciate for bringing this to with the whole Liberian people. And I will be there to educate all the best. So I want to appreciate Joseph Mambaka and what he bringing for our hope.
Okay, let's take the final one. Hello, your name and where you calling from? Austin, let's hear you.
I want to commend the other team for the course work done so far. Those guys who are accused of stealing our resources in their own pocket, appealing to the judicial system to try them fairly, and if they are found guilty, they should restitute everything they took from the government. If they do not have the money to pay cash down, the property should be seized and taken over the government. I want to commend the president for the long work done, and you support the other team to carry on what is necessary to be done in Liberia. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. That's how we're going to end it today. Okay, so let's take the final one because this guy is on the line actually. Caller, you are the last. Please say your name and where you calling from.
Yeah, good evening.
Go ahead.
This is Reverend Joseph Unubaka Fala.
So let's hear you, Reverend.
I'm calling from Nizo community. So, Anthony, the people who crime, if you did nothing wrong, why should you worry? You don't need to worry. But one thing we can tell anybody, we want to commend the president and the auditor. We want the president to take courage to continue. He had the support of the Liberian people, and we're going to support him to the letter. So let him continue to prosecute anyone that is caught. If we have to seize their property, let it be seized and restitute our money.
Okay.
We cannot continue to be poor and every day they're getting richer. Why?
Thank you very much. A very fundamental question. For what? So that's how we end up with the callers tonight, and I'm very sure that my panelists have been listening attentively. So I'm going to go back to them now to give their reflections and parting comments, so that we bring this show to an end. We probably start with Koto. Koto, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Violent. Amongst all of our callers, I have not heard anybody, resisting or uh, saying anything against the audit. You know. And I think it is a good thing, and this is what the Liberian people have voted for. We only ask our government to continue the process and make sure that these people are, the audit is pursued. Because other than that, I think the Liberian people will be frustrated because they believe that this is the government that can, initiate this process. And if they do not do it, they don't see it for coming, like President Boyka have said. He said if they do not do it, he does not see any government that will come in power to take that initiative. I think like it starts from there, and that will continue. And another thing was to talk about the decentralization of the audit. And I appreciate that too, because it should not be only one-sided. Like somebody said, it should go through the local government and all of that. I think it should, if the time, is available, they should actually pursue all of that, to decentralize this process. It's very unfortunate, we're already talking, we have been going through that. Our past CDC government have talked on government of continuity. It's very unfortunate that it's very one. The auditing process of continuity is what they don't want to hear. They talk about all of the achievement they have had. Unfortunately, the auditing achievement, they don't want it to continue. I'm so surprised. But I think if you requesting for continuity, all of your achievement should also be continuity. And I want to ask our brothers and sisters of the CDC side to find need, or to see reason of accepting this audit, and let them even push instead of resisting the audit. Is rather to continue to force their past government officials to come and, redeem themselves. If you think you didn't do anything, come. I think that would be the best thing, since in fact, they said they were going to come back and come back, or whatever come back they were going to do. This will actually promote them to come back 2029. I think that's what we await them to do. But this part of the continuity, I think we're going to pursue it. Please join us, CDC. Let us make Liberia better. And all I have to say tonight, I want to say thank you, and I'm glad to be here tonight. Have a pleasant evening.
Thank you very much. So let's go back also to Samson. Samson, are you there? Are you with us?
Yes, I am. I hope I'm audible enough.
You are audible enough, sir.
Thank you. And I also want to thank all of you again tonight. I think you guys did a tremendous job to keep us on air tonight, because from the start we a technical issue, but they, like I've always say, the young people in Liberia and those Liberians, they work hard and they are technically inclined, and yet we're on air. That's just to show how when people say we're working, they're working. They're not fooling around. And I just want to point that out. But at the same time, I think when we have come to these kinds of public public engagement, let us be mindful as well that people are listening to us, and it's very good to have information that perhaps will be helpful in clarifying some issue. For example, as Cece will correctly, I've always stated that the auditing process itself, it's not just to find who eating money, but it's the process to engage the entire house. What do you have? What is it? Where were you? Where are you now? In the process, you're auditing not just to find who been eating money, but also to see what stock you have. What do you need to replenish? All those kinds of things. That's what the auditing process will do for us. So I think Liberians to just glue on people taking money because of auditing report, I think we will be doing ourselves a disservice in that those who have the ability to inform the Liberian people, they should continue to educate Liberian people about this auditing process. Because if you have them pin their hopes and aspirations only on the adjudication part of this auditing report, and if the adjudication process fails, they will be so helpless, to be honest with you, because they will feel disappointed and let down. But if we prepare all of ourselves to say this is not just the money issue, the money is part, but we're also auditing to see what is happening, where is this government come from, and what do we meet in here, and say we met this particular process, this is where we're going. And that's what this whole process is for. And I think if we do that, with the clear understanding that my sister Fabian continue to educate us from a legal standpoint, I think her being here when it comes to these kinds of conversation, her response and her engagement will be very helpful. So Fabian, please help us out, educate us. Those of us that are not lawyers, educate us as to where this process is and where we're going from it. And I think we will be able to have a good standing as we engage the public on this subject matter. Again, I want to thank all of you again tonight. We'll be back again. We are engaged. We're committed to do this and to make sure that Liberians get the type of information that is necessary. Thank you very much, and wonderful show tonight.
Thank you so much. Let's hear Vandela. Vandela, are you there? Patrick? Apparently, he is not there. So let me say to my colleague, Fabian, it's been a great show today.
Yeah, sure. Especially the topics that we had under discussion. And as our colleague Samson said, it's very good to educate people on things that they are not okrum with. Once you have that knowledge to share, that would be good. And for the part of the recording that we heard from Henry Costa, there were several things he said I jotted down. And one thing that caught my mind, he said he wants the president to succeed. And he's not opposition to the government, and he wish him well in all the best. I think he was frank. I think his opinions matter. And what he said, a lot of people will remember what he said, because wordings, people do remember words and how it is expressed. And so to our panelists tonight that we have on the show, I want to thank you all for always being there and always contributing to Mama Liberia, because this platform is where we educate, we exchange ideas, and come up with solutions. So I want to tell you all thank you, and hopefully tomorrow we will be back with intriguing and trending issues that matter. So have a blessed week as we continue tomorrow, even though the week just started. Yeah. But have a blessed week.
Yeah, thank you, Fabian. You are so right. I mean, I was listening to Costa, and he went deep. He was firm. He said there's absolutely no bad blood between me and the president. I have been in touch with him. The line with him is not blocked. The president means well for the country. I wish him the best as he served all of us. I only want him to succeed. I am not opposition. I am not against the government. Those were all statements made by Henry Costa tonight. And a lot of people think that they're in the positive direction. And it's all, like our colleague said, it's all because of the kind of leadership that is being provided. President Boakai, great leader, great statesman, holding the house together. All the Liberians who call, let's keep talking about our country. They say, let's talk, and not fight. Well, as we wind down this edition of Nightline Liberia, like we would always say, as we have heard, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. In the voice of His Excellency Joseph Nyoma Boakai Sr., President of the Republic of Liberia, we all must think Liberia, love Liberia, and build Liberia. Do have a great time until we meet tomorrow night.